So, you exist. Now what? I am baffled. I am baffled by the fact of my own existence. We're all sort of just yanked into existence without our consent. And never mind the ethical considerations of that, the fact remains is that here we are. Here I am. Here you are. Now what? What are we meant to do? Asks the mind. I mean, there's probably nothing we're meant to do with it, but that's not clear, is it? There very well could be something we are meant to do with it. The very fact that we're aware of it implies or suggests in some subtle way that we ought to really be considering what we do with it. Maybe it's this. Maybe we're just meant to revel in it, to behold it, to be mystified by it and stand in awe of it. It is, of course, in tandem with the knowledge of one's own inevitable demise, the fact that we're going to die. That seems to be where this sudden awareness comes from. This awareness of I am is predicated on our species' knowledge that I will die. It seems you can't really have one without the other. And so a lot of spiritual culture puts the I am first, doesn't it? It says that that is the primacy of reality. The I am. I am that I am. It is the core of non-dual philosophy. But what if it's not primary? What if, as someone like Ernest Becker might say in The Denial of Death, that it is the fear of death itself that creates that sense of I am. Everything we observe and measure starts fundamentally with our awareness. You can't step outside it. Everything is measured through it, observed through it. There's no escaping it. And that's a funny thing, isn't it? This feeling of, might it have been better not to exist? Because there are times where one feels like they're so exhausted with being conscious, being aware, with being, that the sound of annihilation, true annihilation, is rather comforting. And I'm hesitant to go all nihilistic because I have had a tendency to spiral once I open those floodgates. It creates a whirlpool that I inevitably get sucked into. But if we're honest with ourselves, we really do have to look into that void, don't we? To that abyss. I've always been really perplexed by the question of which is more true, the light or the dark, the love and peace and freedom and joy and bliss of I am, versus the terror and dread and anxiety of I am. People who err towards positivity and optimism will say that, of course, peace and love and joy is what is there under the surface when you strip away all those other things in the mind. But what if it is the other way around? What if we're just being gaslit by that? And that the peace, love, and joy is actually the mind trying to bypass and trick itself and look away from and avoid the void. I don't know. In my own personal experience, both are true, and you can inhabit one state and then another, and it's almost a switch. Not that I flick of my own accord, but one that is flicked for me. And when I am in each of those states, I am utterly convinced that that state is the true one and that the other is the lie. So if that's the case for me and others, which one is true? Is there really one that is ultimately, fundamentally true? Or is it, like many things in life, just a matter of perspective? The fact of the matter is that dark does exist and light does exist, and they require one another in order to exist. Some say the light is stronger because it illuminates the dark. But is the dark not ubiquitous? Is the dark not everywhere? Always? Is the dark not infinite? Look at space. We have pinpoints of light, pinpoints of awareness, amid a vast blanket of nothingness. I'm at risk of spiraling again. The very question itself feels like it leans towards the dark, because asking it provokes those feelings of uncertainty. So maybe therein lies the key. If indeed the mind is what is at fault, the mind is certainly more active when it comes to these kind of thoughts about the dark than it is the light. And maybe that is the guide I should pay attention to. The dark seems very much up here, and the light feels very much down in here. And the older I get, the more I feel inclined to trust this over this. This is for survival. But this is for truly relating to something deeper than that animal self. Connecting with the transcendent. But these words I don't fully understand or comprehend in any real way. The truth is, I don't know what I believe. All I know is that feelings change from one moment to the next. And that's the honest truth. That there is a flux that exists. Up, down, in, out, all around. There is fluxing uncertainty. And I suppose if we surrender to that, if we realize that there's nothing we can really do about the flux, then we do experience a sense of deep peace, the peace that passeth all understanding, that goes beyond the mind. It even goes beyond the body. I have felt it. And when you feel it, there is a truth there that also passeth all understanding. Time and again I return to that knowing that has taken me a long time to discover in myself, the knowing of surrender and where it leads, the liberty to which it leads. But it's so hard. It's so difficult to turn this off. Because it's not really about turning it off, is it? It's about allowing it. It's about moving into it, leaning into it. And I found the only way out is through. It's to actually ask for more of it. To not say, okay, I'm going to not resist this because I secretly want it gone. You actually have to lean into it and say, I want more of this. Please give me more. You have to somehow find a way with being absolutely okay with that thought or feeling existing forever and genuinely wanting it. It's the only way out, which seems like such a cruelty, but there goes the mind again resisting it. It is what it is. And if you're like me, you will go mad thinking about that too much. The only way out is through. The only way out of all of this is through.